I think we're all trying to get back to that place, whether you're in the public, space or not. It's the idea of who am I really at the core. And I've always used art as a medium to find out my own truth and to find out who I am as a person. But it's all the things that we're kind of discussing. It's like, and that you were talking about in terms of service too, like, doing your own work and then putting it back and then going back and forth in this cycle. I think it's getting exercise. I think it's clearing the mind. I think that it's picking up the phone. I think that it's like, I think it's these small little acts throughout the course of a day that you realize that all of this is so fleeting and that it's not real. It's not all of that world that's in light tunnels that we're speaking about. It's as real as we make it. And I think that it's really challenging to divorce yourself from media when you are a part of the media, when you are a part of a topic, or, I could throw out 10 celebrities' names and like the first, you'll have thoughts and judgments right away when you hear someone's name. And we've compartmentalized people, we put them into boxes, we don't really get to know who they are. And I think that that's why long form podcasts or conversations have helped to kind of reshape how we view certain people. And are actually really beneficial to get to know individuals outside of a headline. Now, the unfortunate part is, and also for how short our attention spans are, and now, we 5-second increments, 15-second increments, we're scrolling, we're moving on, we can't retain information, we're on to the next. It's really dope to see that like long form podcast, there's a lane for this where either it's super fast or like I'm going to listen to Joe Rogan for 3 hours. You know what I mean? And like, and I think that that's because people are longing for something deeper. They want to hear conversation. They want to see the evolution of dialogue start here and go here, like that is what actually is real. We are not creatures that operate in 3 to 5 second increments. There is a flow and an evolution. And I think that explaining who we really are, our character defects, our flaws, our shortcomings, to the things that make us brilliant and unique, to really examine those is what this life really is all about. And that the rest of it is a hurdle to get over.
I love that analysis of it. I really do, because you said earlier, you said we're spiritual beings having this human experience. And I think a lot of people on their spiritual journeys or their inner journeys, at one point you get caught in the evolution of it where it's hard being a spiritual being having a human experience. Like you're like, how do I make music in this world, but then not feel of this world?
Right.
Like that becomes a really tough thing. And I've worked on that personally. I work on it personally. I work with so many people on it personally. And I find that the natural human instinct is to retreat.
Yes.
It's like to remove ourselves. And when I became a monk, I think subconsciously that's exactly what I was doing, where I wasn't escaping because I didn't have a bad experience with the material world. I could just see from other people's experiences that the material world wasn't satisfying to them.
Yes.
I could see people who were more successful than me, more wealthy than me, more, everything than me. I was 21 years old. And I could see that they weren't happy. And so I was like, okay, well, I need to figure out a different path. And I gained 3 years of getting time to figure out what my values were and who I was and why I wanted to do anything. And then coming back, like I find that too today, where it's like, I'm not a monk anymore. I'm married. I have businesses. We have money, like, things like that. And it was like, I had to make peace and sense of those ideas for what they meant to me and what their use was, without them defining me or me trying to distance myself from them. So I think when we chase things
Yep.
and then we run away from them until we figure out how to use them properly.